The Mercedes-AMG Virtual Championship Season 2 has just kicked off, and this is how our first event went down. Starting dead last in 31st place. We took it seriously easy because we are unaware about our competitors. We haven't raced too many of those names in the daily races so far, and therefore I wasn't quite sure what really to expect when going into turn 1. And also as we went down to Eau Rouge, I thought like 30 cars ahead, 3 wide into Eau Rouge on lap 1. I don't think that's a good idea, especially since the race has taken 45 minutes. A 6 race season, 2 times 45 minutes and 2 times 20-minute races. We all gonna start them from the very back. We all gonna start them in last position, because I do believe last to first challenges in these circumstances will give a huge amount of fun and will deliver a good amount of content, which is why we're here, right? Anyway, let me know down in the comments area below if you appreciate this type of series, if you appreciate doing the last to first series or last to first challenges in general, or whether you rather dislike it. Anyway, I was pretty much enjoying the racing so far as we are going down into Pujon in the very first lap. Only so far 1 spot gained, but as you can see, the gloves are off, the people are racing, it's side by side, it's almost touching, and it is pretty damn tight. 45 minutes, 2 times fuel consumption, so we have to do a mandatory pit stop, which is part of the reason I also went defensive here again, lifting into the Stavelo exit and finally capitalizing on the chaos that I was expecting literally all lap long. However, as you also can see, P27, and it's only like 3 or 4 spots gained while we receive our first dive bomb, and again have to take avoiding action on the exit of bus stop. So things were hot-headed in the first lap straight away, and you see ourselves in P25 becoming a hot hat as well, sending it on the inside into turn 1, but thankfully just about. And now guys, it's your turn. Let me know down in the comments area below, last to first races, do you like them? Is that a format you appreciate regarding the content? Yes or no? Be bloody honest, put it down in the comments area below, and also highlight videos for the dedicated esport races that we do. Is that something you want to see more in the future? Let me also know down in the comments area below. And if you appreciate this, then please make sure to give a like, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, and now we head back into the race. Pulling out of the move again, as we at least got 1 more spot at this stage. However, Eau Rouge, a tricky corner with the Mercedes in those conditions. We ran wide there already, committing to our first track limit here. Half a point while only having 3 in a 45-minute race. And when I say things were hot-headed, lap number 2, have a look on that dive bomb. I had to open the steering. I was saying the what the hell stuff and then retook the position. But boy oh boy, we had to be prepared for this torpedo. And then we spoke about the track limits already. Into Eau Rouge we go, a little bit more wide. Calculation came up, and I can tell you it was half a point, and just 1 lap later we had a big moment after even saying we wanted to stay safe, and we had to give up so much time. You see our reaction there, being like, oh my god, I just had to give up 1.5 seconds all alone in order to not receive more cut points, and with that we gave up an additional spot. So that has set the scenes in the first 13 minutes of the race, and then the race took a little bit of a dive for a boring one. We kept saving the fuel. This is already 19 minutes to go. Our mandatory pit stop is coming up, and we have been 1 out of 5 or 6 cars that were able to go 1 lap longer here with the Mercedes in Spa-Francorchamps. So we then rolled the dice a little bit, taken a tight amount of fuel. I do believe we refueled 76%. Leaders have been in the lap before refueling 84-85%, and 9% per lap is what we had in average usage. However, we boxed from P23 basically the lap before and regained in P20, having jumped a couple of people that have now been behind us, thanks to our strategy, saving roughly 6 or 7 seconds while refueling less in the pits. And then a drama kept continuing regarding the track limits. I was already up to 1.5, almost 2 points, and had to let this guy go as we ran wide in Puhons. Thankfully, he kind of re-enabled myself to be close enough and having a look. But then it was also that moment, it was the outlet of the pit stop where I was like, hang on a minute, am I short on fuel? I found out I am not, and then we enter into the last 5 minutes where I open it with those famous words, I believe we're gonna see some yellow flags here, because there is 5 or 6 cars ahead, and the first yellow flag you already saw a no-name Cormer, so out of P20 into P19, then P17 got himself a drive-through with only 2 laps to go, and that has set off a chain of events that we're now going to witness. Into P18 we go. This is the Eau Rouge corner we took right after the guy had his drive-through. We saw a car off, we took avoidtive action. Yellow flags completely optional, I have to admit. I thought for a moment really he's gonna go, and that wasn't it yet. We saw the yellow flags again and had another 2 cars looking at us. At this point I could almost not believe the luck I had, making it from P19 to P15 literally within 40 seconds. And then we enter the final lap of the race. I was on track limits of 2 points still, so that means I could go full risk mode into Eau Rouge, not for gaining a lasting advantage, but even if I took an ever so slight cut, I was not in danger having to lift and make sure that I don't get any further penalty points. However, those 2 guys ahead, they both ran wide on the top of Radillon, and that enabled my final move of the race, a double overtake for P13, and that, guys, you can see it on my reaction, left me with a lot of fun, a lot of joy. I think it was a super fun race, the way it worked. It was a bit boring in between, but it got feisty and interesting in the end as we finished P13 in the very first edition. And guys, if you do appreciate these videos, please have them a thumbs up, subscribers on YouTube, follow us on Twitch, and join for the season in the Mercedes-AMG Virtual Championship, where we're going to attempt every race starting last and going for the content, going for good fun, going for a good bunch of entertainment. Let me know what you think about this, leave the comments in the comments area below, and see you next time.